Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to start our playthrough of Black Flight from Historic Wings and designed by Thomas Van Heer. Alright, so my last video we did the setup. I'm going to show you a couple things though that I forgot to show you during the setup. Reading the rules, and one of the notes in there, in the actual game, the Black Flight was the B flight, and their planes were actually identified by a letter. So I've done that with the pilots' names. I've given them the counters that have the letters on them here. Okay, but red and blue actually use the numbers. So blue 1, blue 2, blue 3. And when I was looking through the counters, guess what I found? Red 5, red 4, red 3. And then here's the blue. So we got the blue, same thing, blue 2, blue 1. So I'm using the numbers. So I'm trying to stay true to the game a little bit, even though, so what I had to do was, and I also mentioned, gee, I wish that airplane roster sheet where they do the overhauls and all that stuff was a little bigger. And so, and Thomas actually wrote on my, in my comments, yeah, you can go on Board Game Geek. It's funny because I'd already done it. So I printed this off on 11 by 17, so it did make it bigger. So I've got all my pilots, but if you'll notice, in the black we have the letters, but in the I have the actual numbers here. So who's flying which plane, and then when your squadron commander, when you send him up, he will take one of the planes, whether it's a letter or a number, and that's what he'll fly that day. Okay. All right. So I've got that set, and because I had already, I'm going to show you this. I'm not going to reveal it yet, but I had it as D on the red flight, but I put the number there, so it's 3. So when I do flip it, I'll just put the number on the other side. That's so I can keep them identified. All right. Okay, so here we go. Just so you know, I am going to follow along on this with this playthrough because it does help if I have a question. So I'm going to use, like I should, get my camera moved a little bit, trying to get around the glare. We'll use the operation track. And then if I have a question, I can refer over here to the game board. Okay, so I think at least for the time being, I can slide this over a little bit and until we get the game going, and that way you can see the daily operation track. The first thing, the phase marker, we're in the beginning of the day, so we have to roll for current weather and forecast weather. And the weather is on table C1. So we have C1. So we're going to roll 2 6-sided dice, 2d6. And it is May, so there is a -1 die roll modifier. So we're going to roll 2 of these red die. We got a 9. -1 is an 8. 8 is clear. So that's our current weather. Current weather is clear. So we put that right here on the clear. Now we got to roll for the forecast. And our forecast is 5 -1 is 4. And a 4 is heavy rain. Okay, so the forecast is heavy rain way over here. Let's hope. And there's no takeoff there. So if we get to that portion, then we may get rained out for the rest of the day, but we'll hope that we don't get to that. But because of that, I want to try to get my patrols as early as possible completed. Okay, so that's the phase marker. Now, airplane and pilot availability. Okay. So we're going to use our chart, and we know that red 2, which is also a C for Collins with the small aircraft, and H are unavailable because they're having engine overhauls. All my pilots are available, but those 2 are not. So over here, H and C are unavailable. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to just take a quick look, but I don't think... Yep, they're all with letters. So we got them by the letter there. That's fine. I used the letter with the name, so I can keep that squared up, I think. So they're all available. Okay. The other thing is pilot availability. So on table C2, we have to roll for pilot readiness. We roll 2d6, a 6 or higher, no effect. So 2 through 5, we're going to have a problem with somebody. So we're going to roll. Here we go. And we got 8. Thank goodness, because I don't want that. So I got an 8. Things that can happen to you. Dear John letter, he takes -2 attack dice on one of the random pilots for the day. A serious illness that can go for several days. A sickness, cannot fly current day, and then passing cold, cannot fly for the current dawn patrol. Okay, so luckily nothing. So all my pilots are available. All right. That gets us through that. So now we come to our weekly, daily orders. Okay. So we check the news items. We check the news. So where's that at? You're ask, maybe. And it is, let me find it. It's my other book. Here we are. So in our campaign, game tables, and historical content, we have news reports for Friday, 18 May through Thursday, 24 May. So you can read through all these. Pilot rescued, Renee Doomer killed, Captain Ball, RFC, resourceful British officer, Allied on British. So right here, postcards of airplanes. So there's nothing there that looks like it's going to affect anything. So we have no news. So now we're going to get to daily orders and special orders. So Friday, 18 May, we have to fly. There are no weekly orders during this game week. So right here, we have to fly a dawn line patrol plus 2 additional line patrols during the day. So we're going to put red flight up on the dawn patrol, and then we're going to fly 2 other patrols. So what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy board right here, and I'm going to mark line patrol for the red. And then the other 2 are going to fly at noon and afternoon because I want to get them done before evening. So he's going to take a line patrol. Oops. P, not a B. Oh, I'll tell you something else. These are fine tip, right? And they're still a little big. So I'm going on vacation tomorrow. When I get back, I'm going to order ultra fine and hopefully be able to write in my squares a little better. So we have line patrol, line patrol, line patrol, line patrol. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4 aircraft on this line patrol. Okay. So we're going to take 4 aircraft up on the line patrol. Whoops. And I'll put a D right there just because that one's the D for the dawn patrol. Then I'm going to put, so what I did was I indicated line patrol and who's going. Collins isn't going, his aircraft's on an overhaul. Now I could borrow a plane from somebody else, but I think for this first flight, we're just going with the 4. We're going to do the same thing with with the black flight, they're going to have a line patrol. Line patrol, line patrol, line patrol at noon. It really doesn't mark up very well, but we know it's noon. And then blue flight, and then I could put a my squadron commander with that flight. So I think I'll do that. So I'm going to make a note for him, and then I'll take it off of here. Really not. I'm going to put him in this space right here. That's brown. He's in green, so I can tell him different. And we will assign him an aircraft and hope he doesn't tear it up. Probably from red flight if they get back without any damage. So we'll assign him that. And then, of course, blue flight is going to take all 5 of their pilots up in the afternoon flight. So they're all going to have line patrols also. All right. So I've got everybody designated that's going to go and when they're going to go. So it's dawn, noon, and afternoon. Okay. So my board kind of looks like this. And these are the guys that'll be going. All right. I'll set that up there out of the way. I know something else I'm going to need to do is I'll have to have a piece of paper and kind of build the rhetoric as we go. Who's flying? Who's up? You know, who's on patrol? What altitude we get to? Where our line patrol is? If we get kills and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to come up with something, a sheet or something that I can keep this stuff on. I'll probably do that after I do this video and see what I can work out. I'll keep notes on a plain piece of paper and we'll see how it goes. That'll give me an idea what I need to put on a sheet that I can keep a record of. Okay. Next thing is going to be patrol plan. So now we have to find out where we're going to patrol. Okay. Looking for my line patrol right here. So we're doing a line patrol. So you have offensive patrol, line patrol, observation escort, and bomber escort. Well, we're assigned to line patrol. So we're going to roll a D6 and it's going to tell us one of these areas that we're going to patrol. So I'll roll this white die. And it is a 4. And a 4 is Polygon Wood to the Van Hove farm, 2 flights each direction. Okay. So here's where I need to make some notes. I'm going to flip my paper here. Get my pencil. We're going to do this is 18 May 1917. It is the Dawn Patrol, and it is going to be a line patrol, and our pilots are, so the pilots, Red 1, Red 3, Red 4, and Red 5. Okay, so at least I keep track. The line patrol is going to be Polygon Wood, to Van Hove Farm. So it's going to be this way. So it's the shortest distance is 3, the longer distance is 4, but kind of depending on where you want to be at. Okay, so we're going to polygon wood, Van Hove Farm, 2 circuits. That means we have to fly from here to here and back. That's 1 flight. And then do it again. That's 2. So it's 2 complete times around this loop here. That's why we're doing a line patrol. So we're patrolling. And actually this is no man's land is here. This is in the German territory. So you start to become, it starts to get a little hairy here because they could, there's a higher likelihood that something's going to happen to us. All right, so now we have that up. Oh, let's see. Special orders. We have to draw for special orders. All right. Okay, so what we do is we're going to shuffle the turn duration card deck. So we're going to do that first. Come on. So we're going to take the cards. I'll shuffle them up. Okay. And we draw 1 turn duration card. If it says Dawn Patrol, we have to fly a special operation. So here we go. None. So no special orders. Turn duration 5 there. So we don't have to do anything special. So we're going to do a takeoff. All right, so takeoffs. So now we move into flying and patrol. So first thing we have to do is take off. So over here on our airfield, right here, our 2d6 weather die roll modifiers apply. Well, it's clear, so there's no die roll modifier. So we roll 2d6, 5 or higher, everything's good. So here we go. Rolling. We get, a 2. Oh, crash on takeoff. 1 random airplane crashes. Roll a d20 on the damage table removed from the patrol. Okay. So here we go. Sorry, I should have got my pilots out. They're on the runway. So we have N, D, E, P. There's D and P, N and E. So there they are. N is your, we'll put them in order. N, D, E, P. All right. I got 4 airplanes. One of them's going to crash. So I happen to have a 8-sided die. Looks like a 10, but it's an 8. So we're going to roll this, and starting with N, it's 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5, 6. You guys get the idea. Here we go. We roll a 6. So that's good. My flight leader didn't crash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ellis. Ellis crashes, and we have to roll roll a d20 on the damage table. Right off the bat, bad luck. Here we go. Okay, so we have a damage table for scouts. So we're going to roll a d20. You got a d20? Here we go. He gets a, oh my God, it's a 20. Oh, flamer. He explodes into flames and he's killed. So So there we go. Ellis is killed. His plane crashed and it burst into flames. So Ellis, crash on takeoff, killed. So I made a note, so I have it. Everybody else is going to take off. Ellis is done. He crashed. Okay. So E comes off the board, and I need to make a note over here that Ellis, he had a line patrol. I'm going to wipe that out of there and put KIA. And over here on my squadron grid, Ellis, we're going to list him as KIA. KIA. So I got him listed there. We'll wipe him off the board later. And I don't think we get any replacements for a while. So that's a tough loss right there. So A flight has already got a problem. All right. Well, here we go. Fortunes of war already rearing up and biting me here as soon as we get a playthrough going. Perfect weather. And he crashes. Okay, so now we've taken off. So now we do Strat B, which is after takeoff. Okay. The after takeoff phase is just administrative. It involves the setting up the map for the patrol. We've got our formation marker. We've got our weather. We've got our turn track here at turn 1. Takeoff for the dawn patrols at 5:53 a.m. Since we drew a turn duration card, that was this one up here, we drew this and it's a 5. Okay, so that means we had 5 minutes to our takeoff to our time, means that we're actually, the patrol starts at 5:58 a.m. So we're going to put takeoff, and it's 5:58 a.m. So there we have, we've made the note of that. So we're ready there. I knew I saw that somewhere. I was trying to find it earlier. Okay. All right, it's time to do our movement. So here we go. So the Sopwith triplane is at low altitude, which goes from 1 to 8,000 feet, is a CD rate. The C is the climb rate, and there's a table for this. And so we'll show you the table. I'm trying to get you so that you kind of know where I'm going and looking at all this stuff. So his gotta find the right table here. Here it is. So airplane performance tables. So the Sopwith triplane, it tells you everything. He's attack, defend, climb, dive. Maximum altitude levels 21,000 feet at level 11. Okay, so his climb rate at L is 1,000 feet. Okay, and when he gets up to medium altitude, it drops to 750 feet and then 500 feet. Okay, so I'm going to show you what does that mean. Here we go. So we're now ready to move into Strat 1, which is turn duration. So on the turn duration, we're going to, before I do that, we move this to turn 2. So we're starting turn 2 now. We've taken off, we lost the pilot, and now we're going to move up into this progression. So the first thing I need is a turn duration card. So we take a turn duration. Oh, and it is 7 minutes. So we can climb 1,000 feet per 7 minutes. That's good. So we're going to do this. He took off. We're going to move to Watu. And we're going to climb 2,000 feet right there. So we go 1,000, 2,000. Now I can make a choice. We're going to fly to Paparang Airdrome. We're going to climb 2,000 feet more. And because we're over an airdrome, we have to roll for an encounter. So we have Allied encounters over the Allied airdrome. So we're going to roll 3d6, and unless it's a 17 and 18, there'll be no encounter. I'm going to roll these 3 red dice right now. And we got 9, 10, 11. So no encounter, okay? So we moved 1, 2. He's going to fly over La Lovi Airdrome. He's going to climb 2 more. 4. So now he's moved up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's up to 6,000 feet. We roll again for another Allied airdrome encounter. And he gets a 4, and 4 is 8. No encounter. And so we move 1 more over the Whippenhoek Wood, and he's reached 7,000 feet. And that's the end of turn 2. Now we have to roll for German encounters here because we are, and Allied encounter. So for the German encounter table, we're in Allied territory. So as you can see, this has the white border. So we have not moved into the Allied lines yet. This yellow line is no man's land. So these with the blue border are cities. This is a white border, so it's nothing there. And then you have your trenches running down through here with the blue border around them. So that's our trench line. The Germans have a red border. Okay. So we're going to roll here for the German encounter is over Allied territory. And then for the British encounter, so we're going to roll 3 dice for each one at the same time. So I have 3 red and 3 blue dice. So there's the blue and the red. So we'll roll them all. The blue are the British, or the Canadians. Here we go. So for the Canadians, we get 8, 9. And for the Germans, we get 16. I don't know which is good or bad. 16, so 10 plus, that's good. There's nothing for the Germans. And for the British, we rolled 9 and less than 11, nothing. So there's nothing there. And so we just we'll be able to keep moving. So we did turn duration. I just got to look, make sure I didn't miss anything. Turn duration card 4 means we can move 4 areas. Also it means 4 minutes pass before we roll for encounters. Phase strat 2, I kind of jumped ahead. Weather progression, if it was turn 10, it's not. So we do not have the weather progression. Phase strat 4, so there's no prevailing winds. Area movement involves movement on the map. So I kind of jumped ahead. I did my map movement. Okay, and then strat 5 concerns Archie fire. There is no Archie fire. Okay, we rolled for our encounters. There were no encounters. So no rendezvous, no encounters. So we're at that point where we're going to go back to turn duration again. Okay. So now we go to turn 3 and we start over again. Weather progression. There is no weather progression. This is learning how to do your daily operations stuff right here. Let's slide this over a little bit, make it a little easier to see till we get over in here where we got to start our combat or our flights. Okay, so here we go. Turn 3. Trying to make sure we can see the board up there. Okay, no winds, area movement. So here we go. Now we're going to move. We got to pull a turn duration card to see what our movement is. That was strat 1, I'm sorry. 6. So we're going to have a 6 this time. So it's going to be 6 more minutes, 6 turns. All right. Right now, I'm still at 7,000 feet. I really want to get up. 7,000 feet is only level 4. So before I get to those lines, I want some altitude. So right here, we are going to do we're just going to sit there. We're going to climb for 6 minutes. Okay, so here we go. This is the way I understand our climbing. The first one gets us to 8,000. Now we're going to transfer into the medium altitude. So at this level, we're going to be at 750. That's number 2. Now we're going to add another 750. So this tests our math skills. Puts us at 10,500. That's 3. Number 4 is going to put us at 11,250. Number 5 gets us up to 12,000. And then one more altitude level here, 13,750. So we're at 13,750 feet, which is a level 7 right there. There is no Archie or ground fire. Now we roll for, there is no rendezvous. We're not rendezvousing. So now we roll for the encounters. So again, the German and the British. Here we go. We're gonna roll. Got our 6 dice. Here we go. So the British have 12 and the Germans have 13. So I don't think there'll be any encounters again. Let's see, for the Canadians, Allied territory, a 12 is nothing. And for the Germans, we have higher than 10, so no encounter. Okay, so again, no encounter. Which will move us back to strat 1 again. We move our turn marker to turn 4. Now we're at level 7, which I'm getting up there. I want to do probably one more. So we got to do our turn duration, and our turn duration is 9. Wow, we're getting some big ones. I wish I wasn't, because I'd like to have these when we're flying our line patrol, but that's the way it goes. I know what that means. I'm probably going to get a bunch of short ones over there. So I got 9. So I'm going to do the same thing. We're continuing to circle and climb. We're trying to build our altitude. So here we go with 750, 9 times. Here goes number 1. It's going to put us at 500. Number 2 gets us to 15,250. Number 3 gets us to 16,000 even. That worked out really well. Now we're going to only be able to do 500 here. Number 4 will be I'm at 16,000. I can still climb 750 for number 4. Gets me to there. I probably did something wrong back here with my math. Maybe not. Number 5. Now I can go 500. So 750 is going to get me to 250. 17,250. Number 6 gets me to 17,250. I add 5 gets me to 750. Number 7 gets me back to the 250. Number 8 gets me to the 750. And number 9 gets me to 19,250. All right. Now I'm at level 10. Now I'm where I want to be. I want to be in that band right there. Now we're going to get busy after this. Okay. And I did all that without checking. Well, there was no weather, area movement. That's what we did. Okay. So now we need to roll for encounters again. Here we go. Make sure there's no encounters. Oh, this will be interesting. The Canadians rolled a 4 and the Germans rolled a 7. So for the Canadians, a 4 over Allied territory is none. It's less than 11. Okay. For the Germans, they rolled a 7 is none. Okay, it had to be a 3 or 4. All right. So nothing there. We'll move these. Now here we go. Turn 5. We move our phase marker back up here. Turn duration. Now we're headed for to do our thing. 6. Turn duration is 6. I'm at 19,250. We're going to stay there. And we're going to be able to move 6 when we get there. There's no weather progression. We're not there yet. No prevailing winds. So here we go. Area movement. Now I need to slide this over a little bit because we're going to start getting into what we got to do here. Now's when things can start happening. Okay, we're going to move 1, 2, 3, and we get the polygon wood. That's 4. And now I have to check. We're not stopping, but we have to check right here for fighters for both of us, or for encounters for both of us. So we were here. 1, 2, 3. That's 4. I still have 2 moves to go. Okay. First we check for these encounters. Now, polygon wood is German lines. German trenches. So we're going to check the German trenches and the German trenches. Now I did not stop here. This is just, we check it right here, right now. All right, so here we go. Same 6 dice, 3 for each. All right, the British got, or the Canadians, I keep saying the British, they got 11, and the Germans got 12. All right, let's check the Allied first. An 11 over German trenches is none. And for the Germans, a 12 over German trenches is none. So nothing, no encounter. Perfect. So I don't have to stop there. I still have 2 spaces to go. So now we're going to move. Now we're starting, and I'm going to use my white die here. We're going to keep track of our, so we're starting our first pass. So here we go. 1 and 2. So we're halfway there. Now we got to come back again. Okay, now we stop here. We're over the trenches again. So we got to do another roll for an encounter. See, this is when it gets tough, when you get over here. Now we're checking and rolling for the encounters. All right. The Germans got 4, 9, and the Canadians get 8 and 5 is 13. So we'll check the Canadians. And we're over the trenches. And a 13, 5, 9, 13 is none. Wow. And the Germans got 9. And for them, a 9 over the German trenches is none. Okay. Nothing happened. All right. Now we come back up for turn duration. Here's where I really want that big card. But we'll see what happens. Reshuffle the deck. All right, so we got to reshuffle. So we'll grab everything and we do our reshuffle. All right, here we go. Checking our period again. Turn duration, reshuffle. Guess it didn't think I shuffled them enough. Okay, if I get it a third time, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, 8. That's great. Okay. Here's why. We go 1, 2. We finished the first one. Okay. And we got to roll for encounters over the German lines, trenches. So here we go. 8, 10, 8. 10 for the British is none. 8 for the Germans. 8. Oh, none. Drive my finger across there again. None. Woo, that was close. Okay. That was 2 moves. 1, 2. Here we go. 3, 4, 5, 6. We finished our mission. So we completed the line patrol. We got to roll again for an encounter, but we've completed our line patrol. British got 10, 13. Canadians, I can't get that out of my mind. 4, 7, 10 for the Germans. A 10 for the Germans over the trenches is none. And $13 for the Allies is none. Okay, so nothing happened, and I still have 2 to go. So now we're done with the patrol. I'm going to mark off line patrol complete. And we were at 19,250 feet. 19,250 feet. Okay. All right. Now, quite honestly, I could hang around here and try to see if something, but I'm not interested in looking for a fight. So we're going to head back out of here, and we can come down here and see what we encounter on the way home this way. And it's no different either way that I go. So we're going to cross the Zouave Wood and into the Triangular Wood, which is no man's land. Okay, now we got to roll for our final encounter roll, and we're over no man's land. All right, here's the Germans. They have 15, and the Canadians have 12. All right, so 15 for the Germans, 10 plus over no man's land, nothing there, so no German fighters. And I have 12 over no man's land is nothing. Okay, so nobody showed up, all's good. no encounters. We go back to strat 1. Turn marker goes to 6. Get these out of the way. Now we pull our duration. And turn duration is 5. So we're going to, we can move 5. There's no reason to hang around a bunch of times here. So they can just go ahead and go home now. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4, and I have to roll for see if there's an encounter with the Canadians. They rolled a 9 and 3 is 12 over an Allied airdrome. 12 is none. Okay. And they're going to move one more to Laurent, and now they roll for German and Canadian encounters. And we get, for the Canadians, 7, and for the Germans, 15. So the Canadians, we know this, the 7 is nothing, it's less than 11. 15 for the Germans. 10 plus is nothing. Okay, so no encounter. There was no weather progression. That was our movement. No encounter. We come back. We go turn 7. And there's no weather progression. No winds. Area movement. And we get home. So we're home. So we end this flight. I know. No dogfights. But you know what? I'm trying to survive this war. And right now, I just need to make sure I already lost a pilot, and that was bad enough. So we're going to land. And now I have to get to the end of the day here. So no dog fights, ending patrol and day. Mandatory into patrol. Yeah, we landed. Contour chasing, no. Landing after landing. So this is Z. So I need to find this real quick. So give me just a minute. Okay. So we're gonna land. This is the first thing we have to do. So now we gotta roll 2d6 and make our landing. Oh boy. Oh, of course I would drop a die. I'll get it in a little bit. 10. There's no weather modifier, so everybody landed successfully. Okay, so we're good there. Now, let's see. Post-patrol task. First, we roll for the weather progression. All right, so we got to come over here. We got to roll for this weather progression. We rolled before turn 10, so we got to do 3 progressions. Okay, which is 2 rolls every time. So we get out right here. Bring you over so you can see. So we're going to have, we roll a d6 and we see if it shifts or not. And then step 2, we roll 2d6 to see if it moves. Okay, so here we go. We're going to roll a d6 and it's a 4. A 4 does not shift. Now we roll 2d6 and we get 10. And a 10 says it moves 1 space to the right. So it stayed a little clearer right there. Okay, that's the first one. Here comes the second one. Same thing. We roll 1d6. It's a 4. Does not shift. Now we roll 2d6. Oh my gosh. Dropped it again. Hang on. Okay, picked up my dice. Here comes the second roll. We have a 3. And a 3 says it moves to this direction. So now we have wind. And we get to the third roll. We're going to roll 1 die. It's a 5. 5 does not move. Now we roll 2d6 and we get 11. This is interesting. And 11 is 2 back this way. So we're back to clear again. Okay, so at the end of the dawn patrol, the weather is clear. All right. We record what happened on our patrol in our SRB. It's our squadron record book. We completed our patrol. So we have a patrol card. So victory points per enemy aircraft shot down, none. Victory points per pilot KIA captured or serious wounded, none. Successful patrol. Line patrols with a dogfight is 2. So I didn't get anything. So we got 0 victory points. All right. So we have 0 victory points. All right. Okay. We didn't get to reveal any of our vice cards or anything because we didn't get in any dogfights. And that's the end of this patrol. So, fortunately for me, unfortunately for you as a viewer, you didn't get to see any action for the dogfights. What you got to see was a pilot that crashed and died on the airfield. So we're going to park these guys in the open right now. I can put 3 up here in P1 on my airfield. So P1 on my airfield right here. That's outdoor parking. It can hold 3 aircraft. It tells you how many you can hold. So I got them all 3 on there. All right. So that's going to be it for this one. The next patrol will be another line patrol with black flight. So hopefully it'll get off to a better start. And we'll see what happens. But so far, a poor start, no encounters, which I'm really kind of glad because this really helped me kind of get into the groove of right here. I got into the groove of this flying a patrol now. I got to make sure I follow it, but I was into that going, and we didn't have any initiative rolls and getting to that point. But right now, this was a great start for me for this game. Okay. All right. That's going to be it. Glad you watched. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry I didn't give you a dogfight yet. I'm sure we'll get one. I'll have my better flight up next. Hopefully nobody will crash on that one. And hey, we're going to be ready to head out. But this is the way the campaign goes. It's all about survivability. We need our pilots to live. We'll see what happens with the next guys whenever he comes in. But right now, that's where we're at. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And as always, leave me your comments. Give me a thumbs up for the video, please. I appreciate that. And it helps my channel. And listen, it's going to be about a week before we run the next mission because I'm leaving for vacation in the morning for a week. So hopefully next weekend we'll get another one out here. And I'll have to get reoriented again after being gone a week. But I think we're going to have fun with this game. All right, I'll see you later.